Hello and welcome to the July edition of the Social Media Essentials Club. We're together again, which is really nice. Back in the day when we used to do these videos, we always used to be together, but there wasn't any kind of snazzy presentation or anything like that back then. It was just the pair of us wittering gone.
In a noisy place, probably somewhere.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I've just built this
in your new office.
So welcome. Obviously we're going to talk about some July content ideas. Little bit of an introduction. Again, if you've not watched one of our videos before or don't know who we are, a little bit crazy. But I'm Emma, this is Kate. We also have Amelda who works with us, and we should probably have Claire on there as well, really, shouldn't we? But yeah, we've been operating since 2016, working with local and national businesses on their marketing and social media.
If you have got any questions at all, make sure that you're in the free Facebook group, because that's the place to ask those. And if you haven't got access to that, then just drop an email to hello@pieceofcakemarketing.co.uk and we will add you in there.
If you are watching this video because you've been sent it on email, you will also have a copy of our July content planner. If you're watching it because you are found us on YouTube, you might not have the content planner. So if you do want it, then just either email hello@pieceofcakemarketing or join our Facebook group, and we will get that sent across to you. But our July content planner, it's a usable document for you to use and to add your content into, but it also have some social media content ideas, a few of which I'm going to go through now. So the 1st of July is International Joke Day, which is always a favourite with Kate's. What's your joke for today?
Oh, I can't remember what it was. It's on the planner, I think. It was something like
it's about a mushroom.
Was
but I've given away the punchline now.
You know what? I can't
remember. Think about fungi.
How much room does a fungi need?
Not mushroom.
No, as mushroom as it takes. So that was hard work.
Yeah. Apologies. No more jokes. So the 1st to the 23rd is the Tour de France. So if you're into cycling,
there's tons of sport in July.
The 1st is also Pride in London, and obviously that's just outside our Pride month because June is Pride month. The 1st and 2nd is Independence Day. Now, feel like they're stretching this as far as it'll go. So Independence Day was set up to support independent businesses in the UK, and was a play on Independence Day in America. But obviously Independence Day in America is on the 4th, and they've now moved Independence Day weekend to the weekend before. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but the 1st and 2nd is Independence Day. So you could talk about, you might be an independent business yourself. So you could give yourself a shout out, or you might want to shout out about other independent businesses that you use. We quite like to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
So I've got a little parade of shops down the road from me, and so we'll often give them a shout out, or other independent businesses that we use. The 3rd to the 9th of July is Health Information Week. Again, so if you are a business that deals in health, or a business where what you're trying to achieve is better health, then that might be something to tie into. The 3rd to the 16th is Wimbledon. Kate loves this. Not just for the Prosecco and strawberries.
Pims.
Oh, Pims. Oh, I love a Pims. Gonna have a Pims this weekend.
We're not going to.
Okay, so should we wipe over that then?
Yeah, we'll just watch it on the TV.
And then the 4th, as we said before, is American Independence Day. The 7th is World Chocolate Day.
We were talking earlier, weren't we, about just trying to get some different facts in there. One of the ones was that I was going down was that it's healthy. Chocolate is healthy.
Yeah.
If you eat dark chocolate, it's full of antioxidants. good for
Just
general
struggle,
health
if I'm
and
honest.
health. What, to eat it or not eat it?
No, with dark chocolate, I struggle with. But then I've got a really controversial one. Just like normal chocolate.
What, just
So when
milk chocolate?
so when people send me fancy hotel chocolates and things like that, as much as it's a lovely gift, actually just a bar of dairy milk or Galaxy would do me just as well.
I think with the more expensive ones, they're richer, and so you probably can't eat as much. That's
Yeah,
what it
probably.
is. It's probably a volume thing. So I was looking for facts and stats. So I'd said to you earlier, didn't I? Which country do you think consumes the most chocolate? And you said
America.
actually, according to Google, so if you believe Google, it's Switzerland, and they eat 8.8 kilograms per person per year of chocolate.
Wow. That's the other thing. If you send the kids to the shop for chocolate anymore now, they don't come back with a little bar. So there's no longer and I think
6 squared.
Yeah, it's because that would have been, I don't know, well, right back in the day that would have been about 30p.
Yeah.
In my mind, they're about 75p now, but because they then do a £1 bar, they always bring you the £1 back, and you can't just leave a couple of squares at the end of it, can you?
You know, so obviously inflation is in the news. Have you seen all of the kind of puns around the way you measure inflation is how much a Freddo costs these days?
Yeah.
So I think probably when I used to go to the shop, it probably be about 10p. You could buy a Freddo for 10p, and I think they're about 60 something p now.
And what was the other one that there was a Freddo, but it quickly got lost?
I don't know.
They've got there was two different ones, but I can't remember what the other one is. I always like your story about the Bounty. Let's give Scott a shout out in this. So when Kate and Scott were first together, he went to the shop to buy her some chocolate. She said she wanted a Bounty, and when he came, he took ages, didn't he, to come back? And when he came back,
you need to say that he is. So when he eats chocolate, it is literally it has to be just chocolate. So it is dairy milk generally, but it would never have anything else in it. So a Bounty is a no-go because it's got coconut in it. It would be a twirl, a whisper, so just pure chocolate, no biscuit, no nothing.
So he took a little bit of time to come back, and when he came, he said, "I'm really sorry, but in the shop they were all broken. I went through every single one and they're broken." And what he didn't realise is that there's obviously in a Bounty there's two little bars rather than one big bar.
And he even told the shop attendant that they've got a faulty batch.
So anyway, there's a shout out to Scott. He'll never watch this video and he'd never get to this point in it either, so that's fine. So then the 7th to the 9th is the British Grand Prix. Again, goes down well with a lot of people into motorsports and those kind of things. The 15th is St Swithin's Day, and we've been doing this long enough now to know that if it rains on St Swithin's Day, it will rain for 40 days. If it's dry on St Swithin's Day,
it'll have a lovely summer.
We'll have a lovely summer. So let's just hope that we have a dry one. The 17th is World Emoji Day, and also National Tattoo Day. Again, both those things that you could mention in your social media. The 24th is Tequila Day. It doesn't really make me happy, if I'm honest. A bit too strong tasting. And then from the 20th of July to the 20th of August, it's the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Again, it could be quite big because obviously women's football is really on the growth in the UK, I think.
I love the ladies' home, the England home top.
Was it nice?
Yeah, really nice.
Should we buy some?
Yeah.
Let's see how far they get, shall we? Or should we just support them?
No, we should just support and get I'd rather have one of those than the men's ones. They're really nice.
Yeah. We should have a look.
Yeah.
I bet they'll sell out as well.
Yeah.
And then the 24th is Samaritan's Awareness Day. Again, it's important that people are listening to people. People feel like they've got somewhere to talk and things like that. So another very, very good cause. The 29th is International Tiger Day. And then the 31st of July is actually Harry Potter's birthday. And so Harry Potter is a big thing in my house at the moment because my youngest is going to Harry Potter World with her friend for a friend's birthday in July, but it's not something anybody in my house has ever had any interest in before. So I did want to sit down and watch all of them with her, but she seems to want to watch them at a faster pace than me. So I'm dipping in and out.
Long.
Yeah.
And dark. You know, like the further you go, I think the darker they get. But Archie's always loved them.
Yeah, well, she's on number 2. We're 20 minutes from the end of number 2, so she's going through those quickly and enjoying that.
So just to say on those national days, it's just picking ones where you think that you can create a conversation that's relevant to your audience. And just sometimes when you've got a bit of a content block, I think they are helpful, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if we talked about the way that we put our content together, is that we will have a month's worth of content that we'll do. We'll go along. We're trying to, we're probably doing about 3 posts a week for most channels. And what we'll do is we'll go along and make sure that we've got 1 sales post a week, that we've got something funny, that we've got a review in there, those kind of things. And then we're just trying really to fill in the gaps. And so then we'll add some of those national days in to fill all of those in. But it's just about making sure that you've got that balanced content.
Oh, and then conversation starters. So we've already started talking about this, haven't we? Because I think we're looking forward to the summer in terms of those.
Looking forward to it. Tell ourselves that we're looking forward to it. Forward to it.
What we're not looking forward to is buying the school uniform and generally navigating, working, but they're all getting older, so it does make it easier. So yeah, summer holidays, what are people up to? And just being aware that obviously people do take time out over the summer and those sorts of things. What do you do to take time out? I just think being by the sea is, because we don't get to do that very often, is generally just so good for you. Just to hear that noise and just be in that space is definitely something that I enjoy. But this next one fits in quite well with it, because no doubt I'll be sat at the beach in a huge coat with a towel over me, listening to the sea while it rains, eating a picnic.
That's the epitome of a British summertime, isn't it? I suppose just going back to the summer kind of point, and so just pick your time in terms of Facebook advertising. And so if you're a class teacher that puts on a class and the new term starts in September, we would be tempted to leave it as long as possible.
You need to hold your nerve on it.
And so after that bank holiday in August will be really when people start to think about that summer. And I think the kids go back even later this year. So I think they're back on like the 6th or 7th in the Midlands. The 6th or 7th of September. So just being aware of that, trying to hold your nerve a little bit. And
keep the organic content going, but then any page that you might do is probably worth holding on as long as you can until those parents can see that September in sight, I think.
And then they'll go hell for leather, September through to Christmas. Everybody will be buying Christmas presents left, right and centre. We'll all be thinking about all of those events and dates that we've got coming up. I have some things in my diary for Christmas already.
Wow.
So Amalda has put some graphics together for you. You will have a link on the email to the Canva folder. If you can just make sure that you copy that folder across rather than amend the designs, it just means that everybody can be able to use those. But hopefully you find those useful. You can add your own logos, you can change the colours to be your brand colours and those kind of things. So.
Okay, so we've got a couple of things to cover now just on LinkedIn. So we follow a chap on LinkedIn called John Esperon, who's very good. If you would like to go and follow him, please do so. But he was talking about, and has done a lot of research about whether you should put a link in a post on LinkedIn. So maybe you've written a blog and you want to send people off to your website, and you're then deciding whether you should pop that link in or not. His suggestion is that you try and avoid that where possible, because no social media platform really wants you to be encouraging people to leave them. So his idea really is that you just give as much value as you can in the post that probably is in the blog anyway. And then it was quite interesting in terms of his thoughts on whether you should then put a link in the comments or not, to try and kind of get round that. We all try and beat the algorithm try and trick it and see whether that will work or not. But what was quite interesting was that, and I'd never really thought about it, is that when that post is then shared, the link disappears. So that then wouldn't be seen. And also that link to the comment never necessarily stays at the top of the comments. It can move around. And so actually it probably isn't worth it. So he kind of explained that as, so if you put a link in the comments, it avoids any chance of the algorithm penalty. So you are ticking that box, I suppose, but then the link's never auto-shortened in the comments. Then it gets lost, all of those sorts of things. And he's also saying that it doesn't display a preview thumbnail unless comment is made via a mobile. If you put the link in the content, so if you think, actually, this is a post and I do need people to go and look at it, then it's probably worth trying several types of posts. So one where you've got the value in the actual post so that people see it, and then another one where you do actually pop the link in there. And that's the clearest way for somebody to click on it. They'll get the preview. Yes, there's a possible penalty, but that's probably one that you just kind of have to deal with.
Suck it up.
Yeah, suck it up, buttercup, and just get on with it. So I thought it was just a useful one to share, because I know that we've gone through this stage of putting links in comments thinking that would be beneficial, and I'm not sure it is. I think we're just kidding ourselves in terms of whether people are actually going to see it and click on it.
I was just taking a look. Actually, we always used to tell people not to share content from elsewhere and to reuse that, and I still believe that it is more beneficial, but actually the reach on those have become slightly better.
Yes, they must have changed something.
Yeah, so it's not like if I shared something previously, I would have potentially got like 100 views on it, whereas I can now get like 500-ish.
Yeah,
at certain points if it's an interesting article.
Content, and I think when people are clicking on it, then I think that's probably what's sending the positive
vibes.
Yeah, signal. Okay, and then the next things that we kind of just shared, I'm not going to go through them in too much detail. So best times to post is a question that we often get asked, isn't it? And I think you just have to experiment. But these are from, I've actually got them from it, just from some good sources in terms of saying, okay, here's some testing that we've done and we think that these times would get the highest engagement. So if it were me, I would go, right, okay, this is where we think we're going to get highest engagement. Let's test it and let's see whether that actually works or not. We don't tend to get too hung up on it, do we? I think actually it's about the quality of the content.
Yeah, and also we put these barriers in front of ourselves and then we end up not posting. And so actually posting something is better than posting nothing, regardless of the time that you're gonna. And if it's good content, it will, and actually, according to this, you need to be posting between 8 and 12 in the morning, predominantly from a Monday through to a Thursday. And and although that is correct, there will be exceptions to the rule. So if you've got like parents and posting for those, then potentially the children might be in bed at 7 o'clock and you might take the phone out at 8 and have a good scroll through it. Why are these people between 8 and 12 not working?
Multitasking is probably what they're doing, isn't it? So just another conversation. I think that's Facebook and Instagram, and you've got Twitter and LinkedIn. But again, very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd just be posting in the morning.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got different businesses. So, if you're a retail business and you want people to be coming in on a Saturday and Sunday, you're not going to stay quite, just because
somebody's told you that this is the best time to post doesn't necessarily mean you need to.
Yeah.
Like I say, test it. Test and see if that works for you. But then don't be afraid to post in a time that you think might not go so well, because no doubt.
Because notoriously, even those times where there is increased engagement, there's also increased busyness on there,
Yeah.
and so there's less chance of being seen because there's so much content going out. Whereas
Yes,
actually,
if it's quieter and it's good content,
if you post at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, potentially there's not as many people on there, but those people might still be good quality. And
Yeah,
if you're, you know,
so yes, it's an interesting one. On TikTok.
oh, so that bucks the trend, doesn't it? Because that wants you to post in the. This is because they all wake up at odd times and work at odd times and do everything at odd times. So like
The young ones.
the young ones, so they're 2 till 5 or 6 is like actually their morning, I think. It's like when they've woken up. These, what are they called now? Millennials or
Always get it.
the late? Is it even? Is it moved on from that now? But anyway,
Gen Z or
yeah. What are we? Old.
middle-aged.
Wrinkled. Anyway, it's all kind of useful information and that you can use. Here are a few ways, if you like our craziness and the way that we go about our business, there are plenty of ways that you can work with us. So we can help you create some content for your social media. So if you just feel massively overwhelmed, and it can be hard, or the summer is coming up, so again, it's a difficult time to be able to juggle things. For just 149, we will create you 12 social media posts for you to post at your leisure. There's no sign up to it in terms of, you know, it's just a one-off. You can obviously have more if you want, but you're not signed up into anything further. And they will come with all of the images and things in, you know, you can give us as much direction as you want to in terms of the type of content that you want to have created. So get in touch to have a conversation about that. If you have questions, head over to our Facebook group. We are more than happy to answer anything that you have queries on, anything that you want to know. If you want to test something else, so you've had a go at Instagram Reel, but you're not really sure about posting it, then just pop it into the Facebook group, and we'll happily give you some thoughts and opinions. So that is us for July. We'll be back with our August update in about 4 weeks' time. And yeah, I was going to say Happy Christmas, but that would be wrong, wouldn't it?
You've got it on the brain now.
I've got Christmas on the brain. Yeah. So have a great July. Hope you manage to create some good content that gets some good engagement. And like we say, if you need any help, then just head over to the group.